A beautiful Tuscan afternoon here at the home of the Italian MotoGP circuit for the penultimate round of the 2023 Euroformula Open Championship. What a tremendous sight this is as we look at the Tuscan countryside, and the cars come out onto the circuit at top temperature, almost 30 degrees Celsius here today, for one of two races here this week, and a slightly modified format for the penultimate round of the championship, just 6 days after we raced in, well, trying conditions at the home of the Italian Grand Prix, just up the Autostrada at Monza last weekend. This is Charlie Wirtz, who's making his way out onto this famous undulating and ferociously difficult circuit. Charlie, the second generation racer, the Austrian, took pole position this morning, 0.006 of a second ahead of, well, 50% Austrian Josh Dufek. No Leon comes out onto the track, the Mexican who has one hand on the 2023 championship trophy, has won 6 times this year, one of 9 different race winners in the Euroformula Open Championship. Great to have your company here as we look at the sole Italian in the field, the BVM Racing entry of Francesco Simonazzi in car 84. Starts on the outside second row of the grid. We'll take a look at the grid for you in just a moment. 2 races here this weekend. The penultimate round of the 2023 Euroformula Open Championship here at Mugello, presented by GT Sport. No Leon, the Mexican, coming out of North American and Central American Formula 4 in 2020 and 21, also a NASCAR race winner in Mexico. These magnificent Dallara EF320 Euroformula Open F3 spec cars, we'll speak about those throughout the course of our broadcast in beautiful sunshine here at Mugello. Nine different winners in the 2023 season. No Leon on your screen has won 6 times. He is the championship leader on 322 points over the Scotsman, Kian Shields, on 237. Francesco, 234, is in 3rd place. As the cars come up to the grid, we'll take a look at that for you in just a moment. Great to have your company here in bellissima Toscana, beautiful Tuscany, not too far from Bologna, about half an hour from the historic city of Firenze or Florence. As you look at the Scotsman, Kian Shields, car 73. 2nd in the championship, 6th on the grid here today for one of 2 races for the penultimate round of the championship. The track temperature is warming up, as I said just a moment ago, expecting a top temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. Ferociously quick lap times. 1:36.563 was the time set by Charlie Wirtz, the pole sitter, the English-Austrian from Monte Carlo. The English-speaking driver for the German team starts out at grid 1. There is his pole time, 0.563. Josh Dufek with a 0.569, just 0.06 of a second between the 2 drivers who share the front row of the grid, both of them with 50% Austrian heritage. This is Josh Dufek. Officially, he is from north of the border in Switzerland, just missed pole position. A cracking qualifying session this morning. Josh was on pole position right up until the dying stages when Charlie raced across the line. As Josh gives us a wave. His father Ollie watching on, somewhere here at the circuit. We'll catch up later on today, mate. Charlie, of course, taking a victory last weekend, as did Josh, becoming our 8th and 9th race winners. This is No Leon. This is the Mexican. This is the championship leader, the North American driver. A 1:36.687. Missed pole position by a 1/10 of a second. Starts on the inside second row of the grid. Looking to follow in the footsteps of some famous names who have won the Euroformula Open Championship. Not the biggest field in history, admittedly, but we are looking towards 2024. As now we look at Francesco Simonazzi. We'll speak about the 2024 Euroformula Open calendar. The future, be assured, it is looking bright. Francesco Simonazzi, who took his first race victory at the Red Bull Ring in Austria in 2022. Starts on the outside second row of the grid for the BVM racing team. This is the American Bryce Aron, 20 years of age today. Happy 20th birthday, Bryce. And of course, he'd like nothing better than to take a win here this weekend. Bryce Aron has already won 3 times in 2023. He's 4th in the championship on 234 points, tied with Simonazzi. Kian Shields, the young Scotsman, car 73 on the outside third row of the grid. Strong in practice was Kian. Levente Revesh, who raced here, ironically enough, earlier in the season in the Formula Regional European Championship. He's now moved over to the Euroformula Open class and looking at 2024 as well. When he did race here in Formula Regional, they were lapping in around about 142, 143, 136 seconds. So Levente finds himself going 5 to 6 seconds a lap faster than when he raced here in Formula Regional earlier on in the year. And Paolo Brynek, 2-1-2, the Slovenian, on the final grid position. Great to have Paolo back on track with us after missing last weekend at Monza. Speaking of which, let's have a look at what happened 6 days ago at the home of the Italian Grand Prix. It rained last week and then it rained again, but that produced some of the most spectacular racing we've had throughout 2023, down into the treacherous first chicane. The field spreading themselves out. Rallycross from Charlie Wirtz, whose older brother Felix and grandfather, both Rallycross champions back in Austria. Noel Leon taking victory in race 1 over Josh and Charlie Wirtz. Sunday for the second race of the weekend. Thankfully, the heavens had cleared and the race was absolutely spectacular. Josh Dufek with a move down the inside into the Roger chicane, moving up into second place. Wheel to wheel with his teammate Charlie Wirtz into the Ascari chicane. Charlie holding off Josh until the end of the race. We had our 8th different race winner. Charlie Wirtz, the third generation racer, I should say, taking his first victory. And then the final race of the weekend, Simonazzi on pole position. The Italian launching off the line as the sun set at Monza. This crash in the final stages of the race. Wirtz into the wall. His race was over. Josh Dufek, also another Formula Regional convert, coming over to take a spectacular win in race 3 at Monza to become the 9th different race winner in the 2023 Euroformula Open Championship. Race 1 of 2 here at Mugello. The penultimate round of the Euroformula Open Championship. We'll take a look at the grid. Charlie Wirtz taking pole position this morning with a 136.563. Josh Dufek, a 136.569. Look at the gap, 0.006 of a second. The championship leader, Noel Leon, starts out at grid 3, and then Francesco Simonazzi, 3rd in the championship, 4th on the grid. The American alongside the Scotsman, that's Bryce and Kian Shields. Levente Revesh and Paolo Brynek, the Slovenian, out of grid 8. We started the season down on the beautiful Algarve coast at the Portimao circuit with Enzo Trulli, who raced the entire 2022 championship. He took the first win of the season for the Crypto Tower racing team. Also racing in Super Formula Lights in Japan is Enzo, watching on live from the land of the rising sun in identical Euroformula Open Dallara EF320 cars. What magnificent machines these are. And they make a fantastic sound as well. As Charlie, the son of the 3-time Le Mans 24-hour winner, Alexander Wirtz, here at the circuit to support the second of his 3 sons. Younger brother to Felix, who we alluded to a moment ago, the rallycross racer. Older brother to Oscar. It is Charlie who starts out of pole position. Paolo Brinek, 2-1-2, pulls into grid 8, the Slovenian, on the 4th row of the grid. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights for the first time here this weekend at Mugello. We race. Perfect start from Charlie Verts, the pole sitter, but now he's being hassled, and hassled big time from the championship leader, Noel Leon. They go 2 wide, they go 3 wide as the Mexican tries to go down the inside of the Austrian. Charlie, from pole position, heads the field down into San Donato. He's got the lead just. Simonazzi has dropped back a place. Nice start for race 1 of the weekend, the penultimate round of the 2023 Euroformula Open Championship. Charlie Verts goes position 1, looking to take his 2nd victory of the season as Simonazzi on the outside has a big look at the back of Josh Dufek on the opening lap of the race. Charlie Verts already opening up a nice lead. They go down through Arrabbiata 1, Arrabbiata 2, the corners which literally translate into Angry 1, Angry 2 here at the Mugello circuit. The sun is shining. This is lap 1 of 17. The penultimate round of the Euroformula Open Championship. Already a gap of 0.8 of a second from Verts back to Leon at Simonazzi. What a move. He's on the outside. It becomes the inside. All over the back of Josh Dufek. Remember, the Austrian, Swiss Austrian, I should say, he started on the front row of the grid. Simonazzi, P4, P3 in the championship, remember, as they come down into the final corner to complete the first of 17 laps here today. As Levenkovic, the Hungarian, car 11, about to be attacked by the Scotsman, Kian Shields. Out of the final corner, they come across the line for the first time. Already a 1 second gap from Charlie Verts back to the championship leader, Noel Leon. Look at Simonazzi tucked in under the rear wing. Oh, Josh Dufek pulls out of the slipstream at 237 k's an hour. He's on the outside. What a move by Francesco. Can he hold on? The answer is no for the moment. Josh feeds him a wheel, and Francesco's in the marbles, but he holds on. Simonazzi on the outside, Dufek on the inside. Bryce Aron, the American, is catching the both of them. Fantastic racing in the opening stages of race 1 here at Mugello. Simonazzi on the back of Dufek. Bryce Aron, the American, in the background, using every piece of the racetrack. He's got Levenkovic, Kian Shields and Paolo Brinek behind him. Simonazzi wants P3 in the championship. He needs to go P3 in the race. But Josh Dufek, the 8th different race winner of 2023, is making it ever so hard for the Italian. A slight error from Josh. He's off. He's into the gravel. And Simonazzi just drives on by, says thanks very much. And now Josh under attack from Bryce Aron. There's Levenkovic in the background. Fabulous pass. Francesco Simonazzi absolutely hassled the life out of Josh Dufek. And the Swiss driver cracked. Has got time to recover. This is just the 2nd lap. They go into the final corner. Simonazzi now up into position 3. Charlie Verts, the gap last time at 1 second. Take a look at this. Simonazzi down the inside, tried to make the move. Josh Dufek still the tyres. I won't say they're not up to temperature because it is a warm day here in Tuscany. It is now autumn time in the Northern Hemisphere. He just hassled him and now he's broken on free. There's Josh Dufek. Bryce Aron, Levenkovic and Kian Shields. 139.489 from Charlie. The gap is 1.6 seconds. Around this 5.2 kilometre circuit, home of the Tuscan Formula 1 Grand Prix in what was a very bizarre 2020. They go down through the back part of the circuit, out of Matarasso into Arrabbiata 1, Arrabbiata 2. There is Simonazzi, who's actually lapping very quickly, a 39.489 for Charlie Verts, the fastest driver on circuit. Simonazzi, as we concentrate on this battle, car 11, Levenkovic, being hassled by Kian Shields, European karting champion. As we see Charlie's off, Verts is out. Oh Oh, a disaster. Charlie Wirtz in the gravel from the race lead. Wirtz is out. From pole position, the race leader, the fastest lap of the race. He was driving away. He had a lead of 1.7 seconds. Charlie Wirtz in the gravel is out. A bizarre incident. Noleon has assumed the race lead. As we look at Count Schiltz, we'll try and get a replay of what has happened. The safety car has come out onto the circuit. Charlie Wirtz is out of the race. We have to ask the rhetorical question, did he have a failure? Oh, he locked up big time. The left rear is flat. He did have a failure. You can see the left rear. No fault of Charlie. He was driving superbly. He's had a tyre come off the rim. Still in the car, still hopeful that he can drive it back to the pits. It will still be, well, this is generous to say, it will still be drivable, just the left rear has failed. That's a bizarre, that's a rare failure. The medium compound Pirelli tyre, it is actually the exact same tyre which the Italian Formula 4 Championship is also using here this weekend. The same specification, the same shore hardness, the same compound, the same measurement, the same tyre that the Formula 4 cars are using. It is not overstressed, so something has unusually failed. Charlie Wirtz from the race lead, from a 1.7 second lead, is out of the race. He will not win here today. He'll have a chance tomorrow. Heartbreak. Now Charlie is out of the car. What a disappointment. Car 5, the English-Austrian from Monte Carlo. Take a look at this again. He locks up the front right because the left rear was down. The front right had no grip on it. Into the gravel. Fortunately, there was a gravel trap there doing its job. Avoids the concrete walls which line the Mugello circuit, but regardless, Charlie Wirtz is out. Noleon, the championship leader, now assumes the race lead. And with just 4.5 races remaining, one race tomorrow, 2-race weekend here at Mugello, and the final round of the championship to take place later this month at Barcelona in Spain. They go past Charlie's abandoned car. Safety car on track. We were told a moment ago that the safety car would pull into pit lane. We'll take that as an error. It is staying out onto the track until Charlie's car is removed. What a disappointment for Charlie Wirtz. He won the Formula Regional Oceania Championship down in New Zealand to start 2023, emulating his father Alex, who actually won the New Zealand Formula Ford Championship, what was part of the famous Tasman series back in the day, back when it was run for Formula Ford, back when Alex could barely afford the plane ticket to get down to the bottom of the world. He took out that title 3 decades ago. Charlie winning the Formula Regional Oceania Championship, the Toyota-powered series. Also taking a race win, started the season also in the Formula Regional Championship. We spoke about him, Josh Dufek, Levente Devesh. They've all come over from the Formula Regional. I realise it's not exactly correct to compare, but we can't help but do so. When Martini Stensorna took pole position in his group, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, when they raced here in the Formula Regional European Championship earlier on in the year. The pole time, a 1:42.3. Charlie Wirtz, pole position this morning in a less powerful car, 1:36.5, 6 seconds a lap faster. These magnificent Euroformula Open cars. Not the biggest field in history, but spectacular racing, as we found out 6 days ago at Monza. The future is looking bright, incidentally. Be assured there are teams on the way back. There are drivers looking to join us, even for Barcelona, if it's logistically possible for the final round of the series. 2024, the calendar has been announced. We go back to Portimao in beautiful Portugal on April 28th, to Hockenheim on the 12th of May, 2 weeks later, Spa-Francorchamps, the Hungaroring on June 23, Paul Ricard in the magnificent south of France. That's on July 21 for round 5. The fabulous Red Bull Ring in Austria. That's round 6 of the 2024 championship, as Charlie's car is removed from the circuit. Fortunately, there is no damage except for the left rear may have had suspension failure, but that's unlikely. That is mere speculation. A left rear has certainly failed. September 29, Barcelona 2024, the penultimate round of next year's championship, which concludes at Monza, where we raced 6 days ago. The 8th round 2024 Euroformula Open Championship for the most beautiful single-seater cars in the world. And they're damn fast as well. As we say, some 6 seconds a lap faster than the Formula Regional cars, which raced here earlier on in the season. Josh Dufek, the now retired Charlie Wirtz and Levente de Vesh have all found that out, and they are reveling racing in the EFO series. Presented by GT Sport. Noel Leon, the Mexican, is the championship leader. Noel Leon is the race leader as the safety car, you can see the graphic, the bottom left of your screen, prepares to pull into pit lane. It is the Mexican, the Italian, and the Austrian-Swiss Josh Dufek from Bryce Aron from Illinois in the United States of America. The Hungarian Levente de Vesh, Kian Shields from Scotland, and the Slovenian Paolo Brynek. Look at Simonazzi all over the back of the championship leader, the race leader, Noel Leon. The green flag flies on the start-finish line. The track is now green. Noel Leon controls the championship, controls the race, and he controls the pace. Simonazzi right behind the Mexican, looking to launch off the restart. Noel Leon will leave it as late as possible, as he's entitled to do. And now he goes. Simonazzi does not miss a trick, and he goes with the Mexican. Simonazzi cannot pass until they cross the start-finish line. They're side by side. Leon has crossed the line, 0.0 ahead of Simonazzi. Francesco around the outside. What a pass from the Italian. He takes the lead from the Mexican. Down into San Donato, down into turn one. Super from Simonazzi. Josh on the attack. Goes wheel to wheel with Noel Leon. Josh in 69, Noel in 19. Back in the pack to Aron, Revesh, Shields and Brynek. They go wheel to wheel down through Matarazzo. Simonazzi leads with a fantastic restart on lap 6 of 17, race 1 of 2, the penultimate round of the Euroformula Open Championship here in glorious Tuscan sunshine at Mugello. Shields on the back of Revesh. Paolo Brynek also racing in the gold class, the Masters category. Doing a great job is the Slovenian in the 2-1-2 car, not letting the Hungarian nor the Scotsman pull away too far. Simonazzi, though, is gone. 0.7 of a second. Make that 1 second as he goes through the timing loop. Shields on the back of Revesh. Kian Shields, European champion. British champion in karting, mainly racing in the X30 series, also in the BNL, the Benelux series. A season in GB3, a race win in GB3 as he goes on the inside. Shields on the outside, in fact. Now it comes the inside. Levente de Vesh goes very wide in car 11, the Hungarian. They come up the start-finish line. 237, 238 kilometers an hour. Brynek doing superbly in the background. Here's the Slovenian. Simonazzi with 1.2 seconds. Simonazzi with 1.2 seconds over the championship leader. Revesh and Shields, they still go side by side. Kian in 73, can he do it? Kian Shields holds the place for the moment. Simonazzi, the gap is 1.2 seconds, driving the wheels off the BVM racing car. The single car entry, the Italian driver, the Italian team who are looking to expand to 2 cars for the 2024 Euroformula Open Championship. There is Josh Dufek still in position 3, losing touch ever so slightly with Noel Leon. Aron, Shields, Revesh and Paolo Brynek. Just repeating, Charlie Wirtz, the pole sitter. You're just joining our coverage, raced away to a 1.7 second lead. Had a right rear Pirelli tyre fail off the rim. It was not his fault. He locked up, avoided the walls, ended in the gravel. And the Monza race winner, unfortunately, Charlie Wirtz, is the sole retirement from race 1 of 2 here this weekend, as Simonazzi pulls away 1.5 seconds. The Italian is flying. Down change, keeps the line as smooth as possible. There's Noel ahead of Josh, centimetres away from the gravel trap. Incidentally, that's how you solve the issue with track limits. Just 2 car lengths too far back to get the slipstream. He might make a move down the inside, does Josh. Thinks better of it, does the Swiss driver. Slightly slower exit from Noel Leon. Now he gets the momentum into Matarazzo. They come out of San Donato, the first turn. They climb to the highest part of the circuit, the ever-undulating Mugello circuit. The gap 1.6, 1.7 seconds from Simonazzi back to the championship leader. The Mexican, Noel Leon as well. Car 19, the Mexican, North and Central American Formula 4 champion in the past couple of seasons. Also taking a victory for the high-tech team in the GB3 series. That was in 2022. Josh Dufak. Seasons in the Formula Regional Championship and absolutely reveling here in Euroformula Open. This is Noel Leon. Raced, I should say, the NASCAR Challenge Cup over in Mexico. He is a Mexican from Monterrey. He's the championship leader, looking to follow in the footsteps of such famous names who have raced and won in Euroformula Open. We think of Yuki Tsunoda, we think of Liam Lawson. Of course, Felipe Drugovich, who is on the cusp of a Formula 1 seat for 2024. Stay tuned, folks. Felipe taking the title in 2018 as we move into the second half of 2 races. Well, the first of 2 races here this weekend at Mugello in beautiful sunshine, has Noel Leon now with a 38.976. Back to Kian Shields. Just a slight correction, it was Kian who took the GB3 victory with high-tech. The English team for the Scottish driver, that was last year, full season in Euroformula Open for the Scotsman, 18 years of age. He's a step off the podium at the moment. Slightly modified format this weekend, usually racing the 3 races together with the GT3 GT Open International Championship. This weekend as guests of Acci Sport, who are racing the Italian GT3 Championship, the Italian Formula 4 Championship, which races later on this afternoon. The Euroformula Open Championship, they qualified this morning. Charlie Wirtz taking pole position. This is race 1 of 2 this weekend for the penultimate round of the series, which concludes in 3 weeks' time at Barcelona in Spain. This is Simonazzi, the race leader. The gap 1.4, 1.6, 1.5 seconds. He's controlling the pace, you would think. But Noel Leon, 38.976. 1/10 of a second faster than the race leader last time round. Josh Dufak, 69, comes out of the final corner to start lap 10 of 17. Race 1 of 2 this weekend, the penultimate round of the Euroformula Open Championship here at Mugello. Simonazzi on your screen races uphill at 239 k's an hour. The gap 1.56 seconds. The highest part of the circuit for Simonazzi, races down the hill. The BVM racing team on pit wall, looking to take their second victory of 2023. Simonazzi, of course, taking that famous win at the Red Bull Ring in 2022. Former Formula Ford racer, and he has absolutely revelled in the Euroformula Open Championship. The BVM racing team who raced in Euroformula Open the best part of half a decade ago, just repeating, they are looking to expand to 2 cars for 2024. And we look to welcome back various teams from the past who are looking to be on the grid in the 2024 Euroformula Open Championship as Simonazzi locks up the brake. Leon behind. This is Dufek. The gap between those two, 0.9 of a second. The gap is coming down, 1.2 seconds. Noel Leon says, all right, here we go, boys. And he's got the race leader in his sight. Simonazzi comes out of the final corner. 6 laps remaining. The Italian, 6 days after racing at the other Italian circuit, Monza, in atrocious conditions last Saturday, looking to take his 2nd victory of the year. The gap stays at 1.2 seconds. Noel Leon, a 38.976, fastest lap of the race, but 0.3 of a second, critically faster than the race leader, Simonazzi, last time round. A 39.350 for Francesco, 39 dead for the Mexican in 2nd place. Shields, Aron, Ravesh, and Paolo Branick. We're watching the sectors here. 1.1 seconds, another 10th from Noel Leon on the back of Simonazzi. Bryce Aron behind the Scotsman Kean Shields as well, in position 5 on his 20th birthday. Bryce Aron, who started this year, or maybe it was the end of last year, with a Superformula test over in Japan, where Enzo Trulli, who won the first race of the year, is racing in 2023. Enzo back with us for the first round of the championship in Portimao. He won the first race of the 2023 season, one of 9 different race winners. Francesco Simonazzi looking to win for the 2nd time, but he's in trouble because Noel Leon is catching. The gap is down to 1 second. This is Kean Shields, the Scotsman. The 18-year-old coming over from the GB3 series last year. We go back to the fight for the front. It's down to 0.9 of a second. The Mexican is catching Simonazzi as we start lap 12 of 17, race 1 of 2, the penultimate round of the 2023 Euroformula Open Championship. A 39.137 for Leon last time, a 39.350. Noel Leon looking to join the famous names who have won this championship in the past. He's off the road, Francesco! Oh boy, it was almost game over for the Italian there. And here comes Leon, he saw that happen. He closes up at an awkward part of the circuit. Will he dive down the inside? Here comes the Mexican. Francesco goes wide, he's in trouble here. Noel Leon, the championship leader, does not need to win the race, but he wants to. Francesco Simonazzi defending for his life. Now it comes alive. You can see Leon on the outside, Simonazzi on the inside. The Mexican will get the run. Down through the S's, Josh Dufek is watching this in the background, and the Swiss driver is catching the both of them. Into the final corner, will he dive down the inside? Simonazzi goes on deep. Off the road a few moments ago, the gap was 1.2 seconds. It is now 0.0. Gets a good exit though. The BVM racing car is quick in a straight line, but he gives the slipstream back to the Mexican. Noel Leon in position 2, Josh Dufek in position 3, trying to drag himself up into this battle. Fantastic racing in the Euroformula Open Championship. Leon goes to the outside. Simonazzi puts car 84 in the middle of the circuit. No problem, says Noel Leon, who has won in Mexican NASCAR. He takes the high line. Super move from the championship leader. Vamos! Noel Leon goes through and takes the lead. Josh Dufek senses his opportunity to take 2nd place from Simonazzi, who must be heartbroken. Either that or punching the steering wheel, metaphorically speaking. He had the race lead. He's back to 2nd. Leon is gone. Francesco Simonazzi was driving superbly. It looked as though the Italian for the BVM racing team was heading for his 2nd victory of the year. Off the road, did superbly well. Bravissimo Francesco to get back on the circuit and not retire into the gravel. Leon just waited sensibly around the outside, and he's gone through to take the lead. Brilliantly done. So Noel Leon, can he take his 7th victory of the season? This is lap 13 of 17, and he's now got the gap of 0.7 of a second. Simonazzi, that's Josh Dufek, tries to take the Italian. It's not over yet. Francesco Simonazzi. An unusual error. These cars are absolutely on a knife edge. They are absolutely missile fast. On the ragged edges, Francesco Simonazzi found out. Track limits, he had to get out of the throttle. He was in the gravel, he was in the grass. And the only way was to lift, which he did back on the circuit, but the gap of 1.2 seconds down to 0.9, it evaporated, and the Italian is now in 2nd place. He's in 3rd in the championship, though critically, Bryce Aron is in position 5, so some consolation is he is pulling away from Bryce, who is actually 4th in the championship. They came into this the first of 2 rounds this weekend, tied on 234 points. So Francesco, if he can come home in position 2, will at least hold on to 3rd in the championship. Noel Leon, 322 points versus 237. My mathematics is less than poor. Let's just say he's nearly 100 points ahead. The gap is now 0.9 of a second. We'll start lap 15 of 17 in just a moment. Down through the S's, Simonazzi has regained some composure. There's Josh Dufek joining us at the last round at Monza, also from here. And at Barcelona, the 2023 Euroformula Open. And Noel Leon, almost one hand on the trophy. 237 points to Kian Shields, who's 4th in the race. Kian is 2nd in the series, Francesco 3rd on 234 points. At Noel, 322. I'll quickly try and do some mathematics. 320, no, I won't actually. Just to repeat, nearly 100 points the difference. 25 points, Formula One point scoring system here in Euroformula Open. Sideways from Josh, that was spectacular. So with 4 races to go, 1 tomorrow morning and 3 at Barcelona, Noel Leon almost has one hand on the trophy if he can hold on for another 2 laps. The gap is now 1 second. Josh is catching up to Francesco. They descend this incredibly undulating circuit. Opened in the early 1970s to replace the original track, the original Mugello circuit, built over 1 century ago. A lap length, it was basically a race between the 2 towns around here, Scaparia, Mugello. 1 lap, almost 70 kilometers back in the day, until, well, just one too many deaths. And then the Mugello circuit opened in the early 1970s, home of the Italian MotoGP, the Tuscan Formula One Grand Prix, and always a popular stop for the Euroformula Open. The penultimate round, round 7 of 8 for 2023. Josh in 69 on the back of Francesco in 84. The gap is down to 0.6 of a second. He'll almost get the slipstream from the BVM racing car. It will be tight time-wise as well, because it is a timed race, 1:42 left on the clock. This is the penultimate lap of the race. Noel Leon looking to take his 7th victory in Euroformula Open for 2023 and almost, even if mathematically not, almost wrap up the championship for 2023. Oliver Goethe, who took a stunning victory in 2022. The Dane, the Monegasque driver, winning last year's title. Noel Leon, International Championship. Leo for Campos Racing in 2016. Vitor Baptista, the 2nd boy from Brazil. Sorry, I had to. In 2015, and the Thai, Sandy Stuvek, who's made a great career in GT racing, taking the inaugural title in 2014. Last lap next time around. They'll just get across the line to start lap 17. Heartbreak for Charlie Wirtz, who took pole position and dominated the early part of the race before a rare right rear failure. Parked car 5 into the gravel. This is going to be tight time-wise. I can tell you it is ticking down 14 seconds to go. They just crossed the line to start the last lap of the race. Noel Leon controlling the pace. The battle, though, is on for second place. Josh, just 0.4 of a second. He gets the slipstream from Simonazzi. There's Kian Shields in the background. Josh wants P2 from Francesco. They come out of San Donato sideways again from Josh Dufek. Spectacular from the Swiss driver on the back of Simonazzi in second place. Uses every piece of the racetrack down through Matarasso, the highest part of the circuit, and then they race downhill into Arrabbiata 1, Arrabbiata 2. .9 of a second between Noel and Francesco. Great drive from Josh Dufek. The rear of his car has been taily since the outset. Beautiful front end turn in from car 69. The rear end, it's been like a rallycross car from the outset, but he's driven brilliantly. Francesco Simonazzi, second in the race. He was the race leader. He will cement third in the championship going into tomorrow's race 2 here at Mugello, but Noel Leon, the Mexican, comes out of the final corner for the final time. One hand on the championship trophy for 2023. He accelerates, that checkered flag waves. Vamos, el Mexicano. Noel Leon wins for the 7th time in Euroformula Open for 2023 and now has an almost 100-point lead with 4 races remaining in the 2023 season. Simonazzi second, holds off Josh Dufek for 3rd place. Kian Shields, there's Bryce Aron, P5 on his 20th birthday. Levente de Vesh and Paolo Branik, who didn't let the Hungarian get away, the 2 Eastern European drivers. Levente ahead of the Slovenian. But the Mexican wins. Noel Leon takes victory. And an enormous lead, almost unassailable, in the 2023 Euroformula Open. Heartbreak, of course, for Charlie Wirtz, the pole sitter, who was leading before a right rear failure. Parked car 5 into the gravel. Thankfully, the only consolation, there is no damage to the car. He'll be back for race 2 tomorrow. Noel Leon takes his 7th victory of 2023. Francesco Simonazzi, P2, oh so close. And Josh Dufek, position 3 for the Swiss driver. Kian Shields, Bryce Aron, Levente de Vesh, and Paolo Branik round out the field. Charlie Wirtz heartbreakingly retiring on lap 2. Noel Leon crosses the line. Alfredo Filippone is down in pit lane. We'll try and get a word with the race winner for the 7th time in 2023. I'm sure some of our viewers are better at mathematics than I am. 322 points plus 25, so that what puts him on 347 points in the championship. Steps out of car 19. The Mexican NASCAR Challenge champion as well from a season ago, if you don't mind, wins here at Mugello. Simonazzi in P2. And Josh Dufek on the podium again in 3rd place. There is Francesco, steps out of car 84. Polishes it up. Quite a character is Francesco, so close to his 2nd victory in Euroformula Open for 2023. Cements 3rd place in the championship at least. 3rd place again on the podium from Switzerland, it is Josh Dufek in car 69. Second, Simonazzi after leading the lion's share of the race before throwing it off the road in an uncharacteristic mistake. Brought it back on to come home in position 2. Start the engraver up now. He's almost got one hand on the trophy. Nolion wins for the 7th time in Euroformula Open 2023, and he's down with Alfredo Filipone.
Well, Leon, no pole position this time, but victory again.
Yeah, super happy with the win. Obviously, quite disappointment in the beginning of qualifying because I did a mistake and we lose the pole, but we was a really good qualifying with all my teammates. And now we have a really good, great pace. Obviously, it was super hot at track, so we need to manage a lot of the tires. What we did, and yeah, we get a win.
And after the safety car, of course, it was easier.
No, because our strategy was for the long run, but the safety car obviously was a little bit unlucky for us because of the strategy. But anyway, we get the win. I'm super happy with all my engineers and mechanics.
Well done.
Thank you.
Race 1 of 2, Euroformula Open here at Mugello. Charlie Wirtz, the pole sitter from pole position, launched off the line. He got a perfect start as he led the field down into San Donato. Pulled away a 1.7 second gap. Josh Dufek with a moment earlier on, but not as big as this. A left rear failure on car 5, and Charlie Wirtz in the gravel. The Austrian was out. That brought out the safety car as we had to remove Charlie Wirtz's car from the gravel. The sole retirement from the race. At the restart, Simonazzi absolutely superb. Taking the race lead, Nolion absolutely hassling the back of the Italian. Simonazzi pulled away. The gap was over 1 second. But then an uncharacteristic error brought the Mexican, the championship leader, back into the battle around the outside with a superb move into San Donato. And the championship leader drove by Simonazzi, who is back into 2nd place. Simonazzi was almost caught by Josh Dufek at the race end, but Nolion, the Mexican, who now puts another 25 points between himself and the rest of the field. Almost one hand on the trophy. He wins race 1 of 2 in Euroformula Open here at Mugello, his 7th victory of 2023. There is Noel to the right, Francesco to the left. Josh already on the podium in position 3. Francesco, 6 foot tall, is the Italian, but no problems fitting into the Dallara EF320 car. Nolion stands on the top step of the podium for the 7th time in Euroformula Open in 2023. Another great result for Josh. He is a talented driver from Switzerland. Simonazzi in 2nd place. And Nolion with the 1st place trophy presented by Pirelli, official partner of GT Sport and Euroformula Open for the 7th time in 2023. Great to see the Gold Cup driver Paolo Branick in the Masters class effectively of the Gold Cup. Again presented by Pirelli. And of course, Motor Park taking victory. Now with a lead of over 100 points with just 4 races remaining in the Euroformula Open for 2023. Nolion, the Mexican, takes his 7th victory of the season. Francesco Simonazzi P2 and Josh Dufek Great to see the Swiss driver on the podium again for Team Motorpark in third place. Paolo Brajnik, there is the Slovenian. Great to see him smiling. The Masters Class Gold Class winner here in race one. Great to have your company as the Champagne flies. One race to go tomorrow morning from Mugello. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. We'll see you live tomorrow morning for race two, live from Mugello for the Euroformula Open. We'll see you then.